Welcome back everybody, it's a beautiful day and a beautiful day for what we're going to read today because once again we're reading more concerning Reddit stories. I can't get enough of these. As always, subscribe if you want to and let's get straight into it. Am I the a-hole for telling my best friend that her boyfriend was cheating and showing her the video I took? Emily, 27 female, has been my best friend forever. She's been dating Ryan, 28 male, for 3 years and they seem perfect together. She was head over heels for him and they'd even started talking about getting married. I liked Ryan too until last Friday. I was out at a bar with some co-workers when I saw Ryan sitting in a booth across the room. At first I thought, oh cool, small world. But then I noticed he wasn't alone. He was with another woman and they were way too close to just be friends. They were laughing, leaning into each other, and then clear as day he kissed her. My heart was pounding. I didn't know what to do. I knew if I told Emily without any proof, Ryan could easily twist the story and make me look like a liar. So I pulled out my phone and I took a short video of them kissing and leaving together. But then I couldn't just let it slide. I marched straight up to Ryan before he could even leave and I confronted him. I told him that I saw everything and I wasn't going to let him get away with it. He went mental. He called me crazy, said that I was imagining things, yelled that I'd ruin everything if I dared to show the video to Emily. He even tried to grab my phone, but I walked away and I told him that it wasn't up to him anymore. The next day, I went straight to Emily's place and I told her what happened. At first, she seemed like she didn't believe me, so I showed her the video. Her face went pale and then she just snapped into action. She didn't cry or scream. She went cold and methodical. She grabbed a trash bag and started throwing all of Ryan's clothes and stuff into it and told me to help. Then she called a locksmith to change the locks on their apartment. When Ryan showed up later to talk, his things were already on the sidewalk and Emily wouldn't even let him inside. Ryan kept texting and calling, begging her to forgive him, but she blocked him on everything. Emily's been eerily calm ever since. She thanks me for telling her, but hasn't really talked about it much. Meanwhile, some of our mutual friends think I overstepped by filming Ryan and confronting him, saying that it wasn't my place. Now I'm questioning myself. Am I the a-hole for filming him and confronting him and then showing Emily? Or was it the right thing to do? Of course it was the right thing to do, OP. You're looking out for your friend. You're being a good friend here, OP. Ryan sucks. But you don't suck, OP, and you're definitely not the a-hole. This comment says not the a-hole. I'd also consider cutting off those friends who said that you were overstepping. OP said that's something I'm considering. Their actions tell me that they're not true friends. This comment says you probably already knew but didn't have any proof. Yeah, maybe. That would definitely make sense. The top comment says, girl, you're not the a-hole. You did the right thing by telling Emily. It was hard, but you helped her. Now give her time to process. The friends think I overstepped by filming Ryan and confronting him, saying that it wasn't my place. So what, you were meant to know that your friend was getting cheated on, but you weren't meant to say anything? I don't feel like you're in the wrong for confronting him, OP. Like, you're looking out for your friend here, OP. You did a good job. Post number 2. Am I the a-hole for refusing to let my daughter-in-law take my late husband's wedding ring? I'm a widow and in my 60s. My husband passed away 10 years ago and I've kept his wedding ring in a little box with some of his things. It's nothing fancy, just a plain gold band, but it's one of the few things that I still have that feels like him. Sometimes when I miss him, I take it out and I hold it. It's been a real comfort over the years. My daughter-in-law Jenna has always commented on the ring when she visits. She'll say something like, it's so timeless, or I'd love to wear something with that kind of history. I thought she was only being nice, but last week she came right out and asked me if she could borrow it. I didn't really know how to respond at first. She said that wearing it would help her feel closer to the family and honor my husband. I told her that I wasn't comfortable with that. The ring is so personal to me. It's not just something that you loan out. It's a part of my memories with him. But Jenna didn't seem to understand. She got upset. Oh, wrong reaction. She got upset and said that she didn't think I trusted her and that I was being selfish for keeping something so meaningful to our family locked away. Get the hell out of here. She even said that it would mean more to her to wear it than for me to keep it in a box. My son didn't really say much at the time, but later I got a text from Jenna. It was long and emotional. She said that she was hurt that I was treating her like an outsider and that maybe I was too stuck in the past to see how much this would mean to her. She even hinted that I was being controlling, which broke my heart. Now some other family members are saying that I'm overreacting. It's just a ring. No, it's not. It's not just a ring. But it doesn't feel that way to me, of course, and it's not just a ring, OP. My husband and I were married for 35 years. That ring's been with me through everything. Good times, bad times, raising our kids. I don't want to sound dramatic, but it feels like a piece of him is still with me. I can't imagine letting it out of my sight. I'm starting to wonder if I'm being unreasonable though. Definitely not. Jenna seems to think that I'm trying to shut her out, and the last thing I want is to cause tension in the family. I don't know if I should apologize or stick to my decision. Am I the a-hole? The top comment, she's not even related to your husband. Like a child requesting it, I can see, but it's her father-in-law's wedding ring. Lol, she can get She has zero claim to it, not the a-hole. Couldn't have said it better myself. Jenna is the worst. How dare she act like this? This is completely up to you, OP. Like this comment says, what an entitled brat. She has no right to ask that of you. It actually makes me feel angry that she would try to guilt trip you over something that's none of her business. OP said, honestly, I've been losing sleep over this. I don't want to cause tension in the family, but I just can't part with something that means so much to me. Yeah, Jenna is so entitled. The very second that you said that you wouldn't be comfortable with her taking the ring, and then she got upset at you because you weren't comfortable with that, from that second on, she was in the wrong. Like, you don't want to let me borrow your late husband's wedding ring? That's completely fine. I completely understand. It's the most sentimental thing that you probably have. Of course, I'm not entitled to just take that. I completely respect your decision. But she didn't react like that. She got upset at OP. She called OP selfish. She said that OP was too stuck in the past to see how much this would mean to her. She called OP controlling. This comment says not the a-hole, but Jenna has a screw loose, as does anybody else who thinks that she should get your husband's wedding ring. Yeah, and the family saying that OP's being unreasonable because it's just a ring. Hey family, that's not something that you get to decide. You don't get to decide whether it's just a ring. Maybe it's just a ring to you, but it's not just a ring to OP, obviously. Like the fact that they even feel like they've got the right to argue with OP about this. Wow, OP's got an update in the comments. Update. First of all, I want to thank everybody for your kind replies. I've been trying to keep up, but I'm not too good with the whole Reddit thing yet. So please bear with me if I haven't replied to everybody. Your support really means a lot to me. I wanted to update you all because after I posted earlier today, something strange happened. Somehow Jenna found out about it. I don't know how. This is also new to me. I created this account for some advice and I didn't think anybody would find out. But not long after I posted, I got a text from her saying, you need to stop talking to strangers about our family. I'm really disappointed in you. The audacity. You're disappointed in OP. Oh my God. Then my son called me and he was upset, telling me that I shouldn't be sharing private things like this. He said that I was embarrassing the family and that I need to keep things within the family. I'm not sure how she found out, but now it feels like she's been keeping track of me. Does anybody have any idea how she could have figured that out? I'm not very tech savvy. I created this account today and I definitely didn't give her the password. I'm feeling more and more unsettled and I don't know who to trust anymore. Yeah, the comment below that, Jenna, stop being a greedy, stalking OP's son, your wife is crossing so many boundaries, her behavior is not normal. Instead of whining to your mum about this Reddit post, focus on how inappropriate your wife is being. 1,000,000%. OP hasn't done anything. And also acting like OP's the one who's embarrassing the family. The second top comment says, who are these family members saying that your late husband's wedding ring is just another piece of jewelry? That's bananas. Not the a-hole, but your daughter-in-law and any family members encouraging this lunacy is, she was wildly out of line to ask for the ring. This is crazy. Even if it was your son or his son asking, that would be iffy and totally reasonable to say no. The wedding ring was a special symbol between you and your husband, nobody else. This is wild. Also, if the ring isn't that big of a deal, then it's not a big deal to wear it. Can't have it both ways to those saying it's not a big deal. Daughter-in-law, while I appreciate that you want to form stronger bonds with our family, this is not the way to do it. That ring isn't something I'd ever loan out or give to anybody else. It's a symbol of my 35-year marriage to the love of my life. It was inappropriate for you to even ask for it in the first place, and wildly inappropriate for you to react this way to me saying no. I really can't believe that even has to be said. Damn, also, I would hide the ring when she or your son are over. Or wear it. Yeah, the most entitled, insufferable behavior ever. Oh, it's only a ring, you're being selfish. No. And that's the end of the story. This one is so unbelievable. Like, I personally feel like there's no arguing with stuff like this. If somebody does not want to even show you their late husband's wedding ring, they don't have to. It's theirs and it means so much to them. Having the audacity to even argue that they should give you that is so wild. Like, if you ask about something like this and the person says no, that's the end of it. You don't have a say after that. You have to respect that because it's so sentimental and it's so meaningful. And of course you're not entitled to it. Like, that's pretty obvious, isn't it? But Jenna is so entitled. And OP's son's standing up for her too. Get out of here. And the funny part about it is that she wanted the ring to get closer to family, right? I'm pretty sure that's what she said. But with the way that she's acting, she's ruining her relationship with her family members, doing the complete opposite of what she wanted. And also, what's this attitude where Jenna feels like the whole family needs to be a part of, like, the wedding ring and the whole family should be able to share it? It's only really special to OP and OP's husband. This has nothing to do with Jenna. And also, family closeness has nothing to do with OP's wedding rings. Unbelievably confusing. Yet, like this comment says, to be honest, a wedding ring isn't special to a family. It's special to to the couple that committed their lives to each other. That ring is a keepsake of everything you built together. My parents' rings are meaningful to me, but certainly not more meaningful than the rings are to them. Your daughter-in-law is being an a-hole and very uncaring. I thought this post was going to be your daughter-in-law asking for it to give to your son when they get married. Maybe you could talk to your son and ask him to handle it. Do you have other kids that could talk to her? Do not let go of this ring, OP. Keep standing your ground. Yeah, the comment below it says it too, but I feel like you should go like full Lord of the Rings and wear it on a necklace. But yeah, that comment pretty much summed up what I was thinking. Like, hey, this is between me and my husband. This has got nothing to do with you. But the entitled attitude that Jenna has, insufferable. OP does have another update here. Here's a quick update since my last post. I've tried standing my ground, especially after reading everybody's advice. I told Jenna it's none of her business what I post online and that nobody even knows it's about her. I made sure not to use the last names or anything. However, she's really upset. She told me it's making her look bad. It's making her look bad. Oh my god, Jenna! Take some accountability. You're making yourself look bad. And that she's already lost multiple clients. She's a hairdresser. From a Reddit post? Are you kidding me? She's lost multiple clients. She's a hairdresser. So these people are on Reddit and they're like, oh well, better not get my hair done from a post that you made like today. Obviously the losing clients has got nothing to do with this. And also, OP, you're not making her look bad. Jenna is making herself look bad with her own actions. The lack of responsibility here is wild. Acting like she's the victim. Oh no, I was super rude and entitled and awful to somebody. And that has consequences? No. And as much as I don't like what she's been doing, I don't want her to lose business. OP, if she does, it's not going to be your fault. And I do feel guilty about that. I didn't mean for it to go this far, but I still don't understand how she found out about the post. My son is still mad at me and I can't imagine that he'll forgive me anytime soon after what Jenna said. He's giving me the silent treatment. Lol. That's actually laughable. I've also reached out to some people that I trust, like my lawyer, my brother, and some old friends for advice. I'll keep everybody posted. I appreciate everybody's help. I'm still getting to all the comments, but thank you for showing me that good people exist out there. Yeah, the comment below that, she told me it's making her look bad and that she's already lost multiple clients. Over what? The Reddit post that you made 5 hours ago? That somehow her clients are not only Redditors, but also knowledgeable enough of their hairdresser's personal life to be able to connect this post to her, and even then they agree with you enough that they don't want to do business with her, and she's blaming you and not herself. She's so full of crap. I literally can't even. Yeah, like no way that you look at that is it good. She is so in the wrong. And like that comment said, and even when they agree with you enough that they don't want to do business with her, she still blames you and not herself. Yeah, oh, I definitely don't have any part to play in this. My actions have consequences? Wow. Yeah, what a load of crap. Like, take some responsibility for your actions. Look in the mirror, Jenna. This is your fault. Blaming OP and continuing to blame OP is so ridiculous. This is not OP's fault. Oh, this might actually be my fault? Is it even possible that something is my fault? You mean I can't just blame everybody else? Like nice guys. Oh, nothing could ever possibly be my fault. I better blame women and Chad. But in this case, they're blaming OP. Hilarious. Okay, the next one is called, am I the a-hole for not attending my sister's wedding after she used my baby name for her dog? I, 29 female, am married to my husband, 31 male, and we're currently expecting our first child after years of trying. It's been a really emotional journey. There were some fertility struggles and miscarriage last year, and honestly, we weren't sure if we'd ever get there. But now I'm 6 months along with a healthy baby girl, and we're over the moon. Ever since I was a teenager, I've had a favorite name. It's my dream name for a daughter, and I've talked about it so many times that my whole family knows that it's my name. It has a special meaning to me. My late grandmother was named Delilah, and it's my way of honoring her. My husband loves the name too, so we decided pretty early on that this would be our baby girl's name. 6 months ago, my younger sister, Emma, 27 female, got a golden retriever puppy. We were all excited for her. She's always been an animal lover and was thrilled to finally get her own puppy. But when she introduced us to the puppy, she casually said, "This is Lila." At first, I thought she was joking. I even laughed and said, "No way, Emma. You know that's my baby name." But she just shrugged and said, "It's a name, not a copyright." I thought it was cute for a dog. I was stunned. I didn't want to make a big scene, so I let it go in the moment, but it really bothered me. As time went on, the whole family started referring to her dog as Lila, and it's become the default association. At my baby shower last month, I was talking to some family members about the nursery, and when I mentioned naming the baby Lila, my aunt literally laughed and said, "You're not actually naming your baby after Emma's dog, right?" I felt humiliated. I tried to brush it off, but the more I think about it, the more it hurts. I finally sat Emma down privately and I told her how I was feeling. I explained how important the name is to me, how it's tied to grandma, and how much it means to me after everything that we've been to have this baby. Emma rolled her eyes and said, "Oh my god, you're still seriously mad about this? It's just a dog's name. You don't own Lila. I told her that while I'm still gonna name my daughter Lila, she's made it really awkward for me. She laughed and said, awkward for you, not for me. They sound so rude. Now Emma's getting married in 2 weeks and I'm supposed to be her maid of honor, but I've been feeling more and more like I can't do it. I don't want to stand up there and celebrate her when I feel like she doesn't respect me or care about my feelings. Yeah, she doesn't, even a little bit. Last week I told her that I wasn't sure I could attend the wedding because of how hurt I've been about everything. She lost it. She called me selfish and accused me of ruining her big day over something as stupid as a name. She even told me, you're the one making this a thing. Nobody cares except you. Yeah, you don't care. That's the issue. My parents are siding with her, saying that I'm being petty and hormonal. Wow. And I need to let it go because family's more important than a name. Maybe not. Like if this is your family, maybe not. My husband, on the other hand, is furious. He says that Emma's been dismissive and mean, and I shouldn't have to put my feelings aside to keep the peace. Yeah. Now I feel torn. I know skipping her wedding is a huge deal, and I don't want to cause a permanent rift, but I also feel like Emma has completely dismissed my feelings and made the whole situation worse. Am I the a-hole for not attending her wedding? Edit, seeing my inbox overflowing, I decided to call my parents to discuss what my next steps are going to be. I've shared the details in the comment section. Thank you for the gold, dear stranger. OP, even if you did cause a rift with your sister, with the way that your sister sounds, it probably wouldn't be the worst thing. Yet the top comment, get a pet snake, call her Emma. Please, OP. Emma is mean and inconsiderate. Oh, it doesn't even seem like this is real. There's a comment under OP's comment, and they did like a search on OP's Reddit account or whatever, and they've made 19 different posts to Am I the A-hole recently, and they're all different ages. As in, OP says that they're different ages, between 18 to 30. So it's more than likely not even real. That is so annoying. Yeah, somebody commented it's fake. 19 posts to Am I the A-hole with all different ages. In the last month alone, she or he has been 18 to 30s. That's so disappointing. But yeah, if for some reason it is real, like the top comment said, get a pet snake and call her Emma. The next one that we're going to read says, am I the a-hole for not letting my mother-in-law see my baby until I put cameras up in my home? I, 25 female, had a baby boy with my 27 male husband 4 months ago. His mum, my mother-in-law, has some old school backwards thinking that I don't agree with. She spanked her kids and let them cry it out when they were babies. She tries to impose those thoughts onto me, and I tell her I don't like that way of thinking, and I will not be doing that with my child or future children. One thing that she did was put cereal in her kids' bottles. She said it to me about 3 weeks ago, and I told her no because that'll increase the chance of gagging or inhaling that liquid into his lungs, and I told her that I will not be doing it. My husband said he will not be doing it, and I told her that she will not be doing it. I caught her on Saturday feeding him his bottle with Fruit Loops mixed in when I came downstairs from taking a nap. I completely lost it, and I told her to get out of my house. She told me that I can't do that because this is her son's house too, and I told her I'd just call the police because she's refusing to leave. She left but stayed in her car across the street until my husband came home from work. She tried crying and acting like I was the bad person. He told her that he asked her to stop when he caught her last week. I got pissed off because he didn't tell me that. I was furious with them both at that point. I told her that she'd never be allowed to watch him or any children I have in the future again, and she's completely lost my trust. She's never allowed in our home again. My husband has tried to smooth things over, and I'm not having it. I told him the only way she'd ever be allowed back in our home was when I put cameras up and she cannot go out of my sight. She blew up at me in the group chat that we have with her, myself, my mother and father, and my husband's 2 sisters and my sister. She called me controlling, a helicopter parent, a bad parent. My family was not happy about the way that she talked to me, and they told her that she needs to back off. And his side of the family was more so on her side, and said that I was overreacting a bit because the baby's okay. One of the sisters did say that she crossed the line when she's done that with her kid, when she popped her daughter in the mouth, and that's why she's not allowed to be with her daughter by herself. I don't think I'm in the wrong. No, you're not, OP, not even a little bit. That's really interesting about what one of his sisters said, so you're not the only one that's having issues with her. Yeah, like this comment says, not the a-hole. Your husband needs to step up and establish the boundary though. Don't let that woman in your house without cameras, and all visits should be supervised by you until she has earned your trust back. She needs to understand that she doesn't get to choose how to parent your child, and needs to respect your rules if she wants to be in your child's life. Yeah, completely. And also this comment, you've got a husband problem. He's putting her feelings before your child's health. A 4-month-old doesn't need Fruit Loops. Until your husband is willing to enforce boundaries and consequences, she will continue to behave this way. Yeah, you definitely have a husband issue, OP. The mother-in-law is awful. Don't let her around your child ever. Like what one of his sisters said. She crossed a line, and she's done that with her kid when she popped her daughter in the mouth. As in like she hit them in the mouth. That's why she's not allowed to be with her her daughter by herself. This mother-in-law is terrible. I can't believe she said that you were a bad parent. This comment says, never leave mother-in-law with the kids alone ever. This becomes Olive Garden grandma, aka you only visit her at Olive Garden. Yeah, could not agree more. No, you're not the a-hole, OP, and you're protecting your child. Make sure you keep doing what you're doing. The next one says, am I the a-hole for ruining our family dinner after a comment about my smile? We're currently on a family vacation. Myself, husband, 2 kids, and my parents. A little background, my mother is odd and my dad has commented as long as I can remember that she and I are like oil and water. I can't even put her oddness completely into words, other than to say that she feels competitive over my father's attention. Not even with just me, but also with her grandsons. If my father wants to read them a story or tuck them in bed, she interrupts and tells him it's time for him to go to sleep. It's incredibly cringy to watch. The other pertinent fact is that I've got chronic pain. Every avenue's been exhausted. My successful career is gone, but my mother always downplays it, acting like I was just having a little headache, when she knows that I'm never not in pain. In contrast, she's constantly looking for a reason to see a new doctor. Every tiny twinge is the end of the world for her. So tonight we were set to go out for our first family dinner. We get to the lobby and everybody's dressed up and it's decorated for Christmas, so I'm getting pictures. I finally asked my dad if he would take a picture of our family of 4. As we're posing with our children in front, I see my mother go right up next to my dad and yell out, "Stop that, you need to fix your smile." I think she's talking to one of our boys. Since I can't see their faces, I add in, "Okay, nice smiles." However, my mum interjects again, "No, your smile is horrible. It looks like," and then she takes her fingers and puts them on each side of her mouth and pulls one up and one down while tilting her head. I'm baffled as I'm genuinely smiling. I realize that my smile probably doesn't extend up to my eyes like it used to as a result of the pain, but she was acting like I was doing a goofy face. I go to reset and she once again yells, "Stop making that face." At this point, I'm angry. I leave the pose, I get my phone from my dad, I pick up my purse and I start walking towards the restaurant. But she's not done. She hurries after me and continues to tell me how I need to look at the photos to see how awful my smile was. I did. It was not. There was nothing wrong with the picture. The fact that she kept going on and on justifying her actions, I was finally done. I stopped walking. I told my husband I'm sorry, but I'm going to go back to the room and that he and the kids can go to dinner without me. I was on fire with anger, which gave way to tears as soon as I was out of her presence. So in her mind and maybe everybody else's, I'm the one who ruined dinner, and I probably did. I should be able to let her words roll off me. I feel such a shell of my former self from everything that I've lost to this devouring pain. Now I can't even smile correct. However, I'm pretty sure I'm being the a-hole to the people I love the most, and that makes the whole thing even worse. Yeah, like this comment says, "Not the a-hole, my mother is odd. You spelt needy and narcissistic wrong." Yeah, how awful. You're not the a-hole here, OP. This comment says, "Not the a-hole. You did not ruin the dinner. Your mum did. She deliberately degraded you, pushed you, heckled you, and shamed you. All the other adults, including your husband, suck. Your husband should have stood up for you, period. Instead, he watched her do all of these things and knew that you were hurt by them. Your dad has let your mum get away with this behavior literally your entire life. He let her verbally and emotionally abuse you, period. Your mum's an abusive, cruel, narcissistic butthole. I'm sure she's enjoying all the attention that she's getting by playing the victim. For your mental health, please find a therapist to help you process everything. Chronic pain, a husband who won't stand up for you, and parents that run roughshod over you are all absolutely things that therapy can help you with. And start going low contact with your parents now. They don't deserve front row seats to your pain." Yeah, like the comment below that says, "Mother achieved exactly what she wanted to. She drove OP away, ruined her evening, and became the center of everybody's attention. I can only imagine the vile things that she said to the children after she drove OP away." This comment says, "Your mother sounds like a narcissist. There are ways to handle them by either grey rocking or going no contact. While you're not in the wrong for leaving, you gave her what she wanted, which was an emotional reaction. Your father presumably enables her, but if your husband stayed, and moreover is mad at you, as opposed to your assumption he thinks negatively, then you also have a husband problem. You should be working with a specialist therapist who can help you confront the trauma resulting from having a narcissistic parent, and may find that there's a connection between the trauma and your pain issues. Trauma can be mental and somatic, which means off the body, as it's possible for trauma to migrate and cause physical issues. Yeah, OP, your mum sounds terrible, and she doesn't care if she gets good attention or bad attention. She just wants attention. That's so awful. And yeah, having to live with somebody like that or be around somebody like that a lot, that would suck the life out of you." The next one says, "Am I the a-hole for being upset that my husband was adamant on going to a football game less than 24 hours after the birth of our child? My husband, 27 male, and myself, 26 female, have welcomed our beautiful new baby girl to the world on Monday evening, just before midnight. She was 6 weeks early and will need 5 to 6 days support in the neonatal unit, with me being an inpatient with her. We have an almost 3-year-old at home. When I went into labor on Monday, we dropped my toddler off with my mum, who watched her overnight on the Monday night and all of Tuesday. On Tuesday evening, my mum was going to bring our toddler into the hospital at 6 p.m. p.m. for them to meet and for us to witness our children meeting for the first time. When I told my husband, he told me he needs to leave the hospital by 5 p.m. to make it in time for the football game. I told him that he has his daughter tonight and I don't know how he's going to manage to go to the game. He told me he assumed that my mum would be watching our daughter and he would go to the game. I told him he's her father and we don't have any other option as I'm in the hospital. He argued with me the day after a horrific labour, on and on and on, and continuously pushed the motion that he wanted to go to the game. I was in complete shock that he was willing to give up the opportunity to see his daughter after a few days and the opportunity to see his daughters meet each other, and he'd rather be at a game than support me postnatal. For context, he's back at work today, Wednesday, and is now off work until Saturday, and my mum's having our toddler for the next 4 days. My husband works 9 a.m. to 1 a.m. I feel awful her watching her for this long, so I assumed that when my husband was available to take her for the one evening, we would jump at the opportunity to give my parents a break, rather than expect yet another night from her so that my husband can go to a stupid random football game that is not important. I broke down and I told him how hurt I was, and he stubbornly stuck to his point. I've been alone in this hospital bed all day. He texted me at 9 a.m. to ask who's collecting my daughter from the nursery, asked how our baby was, and has not contacted me since. It's now 5 p.m. I feel robbed of some beautiful moments in my life and hurt from his actions, and now just lonely. I don't think he genuinely sees my point of view at all. Am I the a-hole? Edit, no, he did not end up going to the game. I told him that my parents could not have our toddler overnight and there was no option. He huffed and said fine and cancelled with his friend that he'd planned to go with. This was after he tried to schedule for another very distant family member of his to have our child. But that didn't work out, as I told him that I'd never forgive him. If he stopped me from being able to witness our children meet, he'd need to leave the hospital at 5 p.m. and my mum wasn't turning up with our toddler until 6. My husband left the room when my mum was in the hospital with me, and I broke down to her and I briefly explained to her. I said I felt like it was some sort of joke. She replied, was he joking? And I said no, he was dead serious. He then walked in the room and we didn't mention it again. My parents left the hospital and then my husband and toddler left together shortly after. He didn't say anything to me. He just left me there. I felt so abandoned and I'm sat waiting for an apology that I fear will never come. Yeah, this comment, use condoms from now on. 1,000,000%. Ew, he's terrible. Yeah, this comment, not the a-hole, but your husband is. He's also a child. I'd make plans with your mum for you and your daughters to stay with her when you're discharged. He wants the single no responsibilities life. Let him have it. Better yet, if your mum's able to stay at your home with you and support you there, tell him he can pack a bag and get out. Yeah, that's terrible. And this comment too, wow, he's the a-hole. If I were you, I'd rethink being married to him if I were being honest. In your greatest time of need, he abandons you and your family. Simply put. This comment says, so now you have 3 children. Yeah, you pretty much do, OP. He's being a terrible partner. Like terrible, really, really terrible. You're so not in the wrong. Like a football game is more important to you than this, dude? How is that even real? This comment says, send him a link to this thread. It'll either A, fix his attitude, or B, speed up the divorce. Like he feels like this is acceptable behavior. That is so messed up. Good luck with this one, OP. Okay, I've got one more to read. Am I the a-hole for not wanting to host Christmas after the family stole all the Thanksgiving leftovers? My husband and I hosted the family for Thanksgiving. We made 2 turkeys, a ham, 20 pounds of mashed potatoes, 2 pans of dressing, sweet potato casserole, the full Thanksgiving menu. My in-laws always bring a ton of desserts, trays of cookies, pies, rolls, which does help so much. We had a lovely evening. Good food, good drink, good company. Later in the evening when people were packing up to go, my husband had bought some plastic leftover containers for this moment and said, help yourself to some leftovers. He then went back into the front room to continue socializing. I was pretty tired and I put up my feet until it came time to walk everybody out. I looked into the kitchen and I saw that the food on the island and the table was put away and went to bed. The next morning I woke up starving, dreaming of turkey, mashed potatoes and gravy. I opened the fridge and I stood there in shock. It was empty except for a bag of turkey wings and half a bag of dressing. I thought there had to have been some mistake and I went to check the fridge in the garage. Nothing. I sat in shock. I tried to comprehend what had happened to all of that food. When my husband walked into the kitchen, I asked him if there had been some sort of miscommunication. Did he offer the leftover food to our relative's charity organization? He said that he had not, but he had observed another relative and his entire family carrying out the food that they'd brought. Unopened dessert that in-laws had brought, in addition to gallon Ziploc bags of food that we made. Did I mention that I'd made 20 pounds of mashed potatoes? It was a pleasure to make a meal for us to share together, and I welcomed a reasonable amount of leftovers, but to literally rob your host and take everything is out of bounds in my book. Now I don't want to host Christmas because of this greedy behavior. Am I the a-hole? Edit, I've come back to say that I've had a day to think about it, and a lot of really good advice from you guys. I agreed that I should have stayed on the job a little bit longer and put food away for my family's meal the next day, and then either portion the leftovers out or let them have it afterwards. I clocked out early, and that's my own fault. Some said the intent was probably not malicious, that they may have taken my and my husband's disinterest in boxing the food up as a signal that we were done with it it entirely. Others said it was a compliment to our cooking, that it was so tasty that it became irresistible. A lot of you have been through something similar or worse, food taken from funerals or weddings, and you just made adjustments on how you handled stuff. I think that's what I'm gonna do too. Follow through and put up the part I want to keep before enjoying the festivities, and that way everybody has a good time and we get a second plate the next day. I may also host Christmas, but it'll be more of a potluck situation. Thank you for all of your advice, even the ones that said you the a-hole. I like to think that I learned something. Yeah, that's pretty wild, OP. You are so not the a-hole, and you'd be completely justified by not wanting to do Christmas, but no, that is something that you want to do, and that's completely fine. But yeah, you're definitely not in the wrong. Yeah, like this comment says, not the a-hole. By the sounds of it, they'll still be eating your leftovers by then. Yeah, taking absolutely everything is wild. And that's enough for today. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you had a wonderful time. We need to read something wholesome. This one is another Jim Benton post. I'd rather be weird with you than normal anywhere else. That's so beautiful and it's so true. Oh, I'd rather be weird with you than normal anywhere else. That is so unbelievably cute. Good job, Jim Benton. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you had a wonderful time today. If you did, make sure you subscribe if you want to and let me know down below what you thought. And the comment of the day today goes to MoonPie90. Story number 1. Cheating isn't one bad choice. She decided to engage with him, decided to move to a different location alone with him, decided to walk through the door, decided to remove her clothes. It's a dozen different decisions and chances to realize that you're making bad choices. That is such an unbelievably good comment. Thank you for commenting this, MoonPie. That's what cheaters don't say. Like, yeah, they act like it's one bad choice, but it's not. It's a whole bunch of bad choices. And every single time they're choosing to do the wrong thing. Yeah, story 1 in yesterday's episode was so unbelievable. Definitely check that out if you haven't already. But yeah, cheaters that are like, oh, I didn't mean to. It was a silly mistake. Yeah, the real mistake is staying with a cheater. So unbelievably icky. And I'm out of here. I'll see you in tomorrow's episode, everybody. Make sure you look after yourself and make sure you have a beautiful, amazing rest of your day. And you know what I'm about to say because I say it every single day. Bye!